it ain't nobody's business what you're eating.
All right, Mo, shut the hell up. We live. I had to talk to Mo, guys. You know, he just get out of control, man. And he did that to me before. So
Shut the hell up.
shut the
You
hell up,
just
Mo.
shut the hell up.
Shut your damn mouth. Hey, welcome to the Play Myself show. My name is Myles.
And my name is Mo.
And we got a show for y'all today. Thank y'all for joining us. Whoever's in here, the one person that's in here watching, I appreciate it. State your name, gangster, in the chat. But yeah, Mo. So what the hell was we talking about? Oh, we were saying about how go ahead. You said it because I forgot.
We were talking about what apps would we use
Right.
to, like, if we were creating our own app,
Our
like
own
a
dating
dating.
app. Yeah, we were creating
Yeah.
a dating app. Hey, bro. Yeah, we were creating. So we were creating our own dating app. What
Mhm.
2 non-dating apps would you use to gauge patterns or algorithm to help you your app win? Like as far as like become the ideal top dating app. What regular apps would you use? And I was telling him I was like Facebook because that's when you see like how people are just like on a normal day to day. And I would use like DoorDash because then use eating habits and things like that. But that's just
I
me.
would go. I would go Instagram and Snapchat because
That's all.
Snapchat. Not only can you see, because you were saying DoorDash because you could see where people eat. DoorDash or uh damn Snapchat, you can see not only where they eat, but you could also see where they go to clubs at if you were into
No,
club.
I know, but I'm talking about like so you have the app, but you're not seeing that stuff. Like the app is just generating like your potential matches off of these 2 apps.
Yeah, so if you see somebody, it
I
goes to the
mean,
same. If somebody goes to the same store that you go to, or goes to the same coffee shop that you go to,
mhm.
then it may not capture your purchases, but it says, "Hey, I go to this place." You know
If
what
it
I'm
happens
saying?
enough, but if it happens enough, you can see it. So like so for example, if me and Mimi like say like what do you call that? What do you call that? Chipotle, right? And we happen to order the same thing. That could be like, oh, okay, that's a L joint for them to match you on, nah?
You guys gonna what are you guys gonna share a meal together?
No, it's just a good. I mean, so how do you think it works anyway, Mo? If that's the case, how do you think it works? How do you think dating apps work?
Dating apps, it's just you have your picture, and it doesn't go off of an algorithm. It's basically you tell a small summary of what types of things you like and what types of things. That's how it works.
Mo, but then where does that? Where does all that information go to?
What do
The
you mean, where does it
algorithm.
go to?
It goes to the algorithm that they're using, and then that algorithm then produces your matches, bro.
All right.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yo, you
how,
think that
how, how long have you been out of the game for?
mad long? But bro, let
All
me
right.
tell you something. No, in 2000, when I was in college, I did a study on that shit, a paper on it, on just it was just like on Match.com and like
Bro, you can do
Bumble
a
and stuff
paper.
like that.
You can
You
do a
could prove
paper on
anything,
something
but
and
that's how
not.
I know about it.
Okay.
Most say you
All right.
bullshit. No, that's a fact though.
I'm not gonna say.
Yo,
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm like, all right, bro.
yeah.
I'm obviously,
Well,
obviously,
I
you're
said,
gonna
bro,
say what you
that's how I know about it.
think.
Nah, but that's how I know about it. But at the end of the day, yo, so who you think gets it more crazy on those? Because like I spoke to this dude, right? One of these this captain I was in a mission with, and he was like, yo, spending like 500, 600 a week on dates. Fuck with dating apps. I said, what? 500? I said, bro, you need to hire a coach, bro. Like you going to dinner every night with these picky chicks? I'm like, yo, that's for your first mistake. But I can see it
No,
though.
his mistake is that he thinks he can buy these women. That's what it is.
Fuck heavy.
He's trying to buy, you know, because anytime that you're spending that much money on dates, on a dinner, like
Mm-hmm.
you and I both know that your average dinner, if you go to dinner in
Mm-hmm.
a movie. let's say you go to dinner and a movie with somebody, it's gonna
Mhm.
cost you maybe $70 something, $80 something.
That's cap. Nah, that's cap, bro.
No, it's not.
Bro, how much the movies? I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the dinner. I'm talking about the movies. The movies is expensive, bro.
Yeah, but bro, the movies might cost you
Tw-
if you're just getting the tickets, bro.
Yeah,
You might pay $25 to $30 for tickets, bro.
a ticket.
No,
What you mean? No, it's $21 a ticket. 17 something a ticket. $18 a ticket. How much a ticket? Movies?
like $15, bro. It gotta be
Nah,
like
bro.
15.
Where?
Yeah,
Even
I
though,
think it's
look,
like.
so you saying $70? Movies, that's 30. Like you're saying, that's 30. You got 40 left. So you don't have nothing to drink in the movies. No popcorn. You pop.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you're just counting just the movies, then it's
Hmm.
just gonna be like maybe $30 at most. Once you start going into buying all the extra stuff, that's what costs more. But that's
Yeah.
up to you. If you go out to dinner and you just buy dinner, right?
Hmm.
You go and get um a special, or you do like appetizers, or you even do like a meal. A
Hmm.
meal is going to cost you $17 a plate at your average place.
Right, bro. That's why I would never do that shit.
So I mean, we'll even bump it up higher, right, to $100. All right, is that
Yeah.
fair? All
Yeah,
right.
that's what he was
So
doing.
so about $100.
Yeah.
I mean, you're why are you going on all these dates with these women and trying to impress them like that? That's the last thing. That's the last thing that I think they really want you to do. They want to do something that's more memorable. They want to do something that's like, hey, they don't want to say, "Oh, I went on a date last night. We went to dinner. We went to a movie. It was nice." No, they're gonna say, "Oh, you know what? We went on a date last night, and it was actually really different. It was we went out and we went to Thatcher Park.
Right.
Doesn't cost anything. We went to Thatcher Park and took a walk, and then afterwards we went, pulled one of Myles' moves, and he decided, hey, let's go get some ice cream. We went and got some ice cream,
First date should be
right?
$10 or less. Facts.
But I'm just saying, like, something like that can even be looked at as, hey, this is something different. What did she say? Shouldn't have to pull your wallet out for a real woman. Like, well, coffee, maybe ice cream.
Yeah,
See where.
conversation. That should go a long
I
way.
mean,
Hell
I mean, the thing is while yes, you don't have to pull your wallet out,
yeah.
right?
You know where I got the ice
But,
cream drink from?
but where?
Scarface.
Okay, great.
Yeah, fuck with you. I just cut you up to tell you that. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I ain't shit. Go ahead.
but the thing
Oh,
is
was it?
sometimes I'm hungry. Sometimes I might
Bro.
want to drink. You know what I mean? So it's like it may not be all about you, ladies. Sometimes I'm just hungry. Sometimes I
Yeah,
want to get a drink.
yeah, word. You could you could
You know what
you
I
could
mean?
you could play with that too. Sounds like,
Yeah, I
yo,
mean,
it's on her. Word.
yeah. I mean, but sometimes you want to do more than
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is that women in this day and age have
Mm-hmm.
come to expect it. They expect it now. So a lot of times women will say, "Oh, well, um, let's hang out tonight." Okay, what do you want to do? I don't know, let's go get dinner. Where do you want to go?
Mm.
Let's go get hibachi. You're not worth hibachi money.
Oh,
I
talk
don't
that
know
is
you
long.
like that. This is a dating app.
But I'm saying like I don't know about that because I'm like, yo, we could go together, right? And shit, I don't gotta like we. If you want to go eat a bocce, we're friends now because then I might have an expectation if that's the case. No, that's not how it works. Because it's like, yo, there's a money threshold where you like, yo, we talking about like we need to have a conversation before, you know what I mean? Like that's how I would
What
be,
type of, what type of conversation?
bro, about what's happening after this this damn $150 dinner. This conversation I'm talking about, nigga.
I
Yeah,
mean,
bro,
because
we're not doing that. Everybody not like you said.
yeah,
Everybody not worth for bocce.
nah. And I mean, if you start out, if you, it's like running. It's like it's like running a marathon and you're the first person in line, right? You set
Mm-hmm.
the pace, right? You're setting the
Yeah.
pace.
Yeah.
So if you start out paying for hibachi and buying flowers and all this stuff,
Right. Right.
you got to
Right. Bro, you're
you got to
100%
keep that
right.
up,
Right.
you know.
But I'm go ahead.
And then what ends up happening is because that's now the new norm for them,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "Oh, well, what happened to the old guy that I used to be with? What happened
Mm,
to the guy that used to take me out and do this and do that? And
absolutely.
what happened to that? Would you let her pay for the first meal?
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
it were the first date, um, I wouldn't not let her pay for it.
Right.
However, I would offer. First date, I would offer.
Let me tell you something. So like so what you basically what you're talking about, right, is a civility, right? Like you would offer because that's what quote unquote men are supposed to do, right? That's what you're
That's how I
saying?
grew up. That's
That's
how
how
I
you
grew
grew
up.
up, right? But the way it is now is not how you grew up. Can you agree on that? The way
Yeah,
things are now is not how you grew
yeah.
up. So a lot of times it's what I call like a double standard. It's like, yo, some people want it the same as far as like courtesy and manners, but when it comes to uh how things are gonna be and how things should be, on the everyday spectrum, it's like, oh nah, it ain't back in the days, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like you gotta pick your poison. So I would absolutely let anybody pay for anything. Anybody that offers to pay, and you don't gotta say that shit twice to me. Even if I turn you down once and say, nah, it's good, and you offer and you insist, as good as it's on you.
Well, I mean, women always.
Damn,
What
this shit
I've
keep
noticed
popping on.
is that
Go ahead.
they want a traditional man, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want a
Yeah, I
man
think that's
who's
what most women want.
yeah, but they don't want a traditional man. They want a lot of times they want certain aspects of a traditional man, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't want a traditional man, right? So let's say how far back are we going? Let's say we're going back to the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want a man to be able to say, "Hey, you know what? I'll work. You stay home with the kids, or you just stay home. My woman shouldn't be working." They don't want that.
Right.
They want all the other things that come along with it. But it's like you can't say those things and
Mhm.
only want pieces of it. Say the pieces that you want.
Right. I just think that's a harder conversation. It's a harder conversation, I think, for both parties, right? Because it's like a lot of people. I think most people don't know what they want. You know what I mean? They can say it. They can say they want something that fills it. Like they say, "Oh, I want a traditional man." And you're like, "Yo, what do you like about traditional man?" They can't tell you. You know what I mean? Just because it's so much out there in the atmosphere. It's like, okay, what type of woman do you like? Most people would say like a traditional woman, or but
I
like
think
not me.
I
You know
think
what I
it's
mean?
the opposite. I think that if you ask somebody what it is about a traditional man that you like, then they'll
Mhm.
be able to spit some things out. They'll be able to say, "Oh, hold the door for me, pay for things, without me asking, put gas in my car, things like that that a traditional man would have done."
Do it,
But
bro.
they
I
don't
don't think
want
so.
but they don't want all the other things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do it. I'm telling you, I don't think so. I don't think you're
No,
right.
they're not gonna. They're only gonna say certain things that they like. It's like a buffet.
I don't
They're,
think that
they're,
they.
they're
I
only
don't
gonna
think
they're only gonna
the
pick out the things that they like.
the points you made just now they seem like very easy hitters, right? For somebody to say that they like. I just don't think that you can ask. I guarantee if you ask three women, they won't say that. They'll just be like, I don't know. I bet you. Try it.
At first they're gonna start out saying I don't know because they don't want to say the wrong answer. But then
Exactly,
when you press them about it and say no, you can think of something. Oh, okay. Well, I would want this and I would want this and then I would probably want this.
bro.
You
If you
know, you may
single,
have
right?
to you may have to drag it out of them, but they're not initially gonna say it. No.
This is the shit that I don't get, right? Like if you single, right? You should know
Hmm.
what you're looking for. So you like you know what I mean? You trying to get somewhere a destination with nothing. So you should know what you're looking for. You should know, have an idea what that person, what their ideals are, how they're gonna match yours, and what you're looking for. If you don't, fucked up.
Most people do. Most people know what they're looking for. It's just the problem. No, listen, hear me out.
I'm
The
listening.
problem, the problem is that a lot of times you don't want to say the wrong thing. As a man, you don't want to say the wrong thing because you're going out on a date, you're trying to impress her. You don't want to say, "Oh, well, I want somebody that's going to be this way," and then they're like, "Well, I'm not that type of person." Now all of a sudden, your score just went from up here to down here.
Right. I hear you, bro. But at the end of the day, the e- none of like all that score shit. It like well, oh man, I'm jacking up, I'm messing up right now. But hold on, everything that has to do with you dating somebody, them being in a relationship, them choosing you, all that is just wear and tear, bro. I feel like if anyone likes anybody that bad, that shit is yours, bro. It's just yours to lose. You see what I'm saying? That's just what I feel like. But if you're in a position where you're dating and it becomes monetary and things like that, and that's where your character gets lost in it because you're gonna have to keep up that image and try to squeeze a little bit of you in there, and that's where the if the you don't come fast enough, your pockets run out. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you should always put yourself first, throw yourself out there first, because then if you see some fire, then you could invest in that relationship.
As you get older, you start to realize that point that you just made.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As you get older, you start to realize that point. I'm not saying that what you're saying is not right. What I'm saying is that in the dating field today, the dating field's between what 20 years old and about 38. That's the highest,
Mm-hmm.
that's that high dating field.
Yeah.
Or not even 18. We're gonna go ahead and throw 25 or 26 to 38. That's your
26 to
biggest pool.
30. You think so?
20 26 to about 38 years old.
I can see that.
37, 38 years old. So
I
if
can see
you
that.
want to put you know uh, a gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna put most women are gonna be looking for guys later in the game. Most guys are gonna be looking at women earlier.
I can see that.
Yeah, because a lot of times what ends up happening is
Mm-hmm.
a woman may have failed relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all those things that she required from a man because
Mm-hmm.
of her experiences that she's had from one or two guys that's pretty much screwed her over,
Yeah,
they're
that's
going to um they're I'm going to read Brooks in a second, but all those things that they required back when they were in their 20s,
mm-hmm.
they don't have those requirements anymore because now
Right.
it's become a little bit more simple, right? Because they've
Mm-hmm.
gone through some stuff and they're just like, look, I just want a guy that's going to treat me well, right? A guy
Right.
that's going to treat me like I'm a special person,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, you know. And so it becomes a little bit more simplistic, whereas
So
when you're 25, 26 years old, you're looking for somebody who, oh, he's got to have a car with rims on it, and he's got to have a really good job, and he's got to have this, and he's got to have that, and and those guys are a certain percentage of men out there. They're a
so
smaller percentage.
all right. So with that said, so like, why do women cheat? Or why? Oh, sorry, I put that wrong. So why do the reasons men and women cheat? You think they're all the same reasons? Like from the larger scale, you think like, all right, so like, if I would say men cheat because something's missing, and you can say women get that too, right? Well, you can give women that too. Do you think that for the biggest reason? I would say that's the biggest reason men cheat. Do you think that's the biggest reason women cheat?
I think men and women cheat for the same reasons.
All across the board?
Yeah. So there's something lacking in a relationship. That's why anyone cheats. And I know that's a broad scale. That's without getting too detailed. there's something missing. Whether it's something financially, maybe you're used to a certain lifestyle. It may be that the sex isn't the same. It
Mhm.
could be that you don't feel loved anymore. It could be a number of different things, but
Right.
something is lacking. You know, on both sides of the spectrum. Um, Now, do men and women? And we had this show before. Do women and men cheat the same? Absolutely not.
Mm.
Women and men do cheat. The only difference is you're going to see way more women saying, "I've never cheated a day in my life." No, yes, you have. Yes,
Mm.
you have.
You th-
And I mean, not not
oh,
for
you,
not for everyone.
I'm about to
I think
say,
I
Mo.
think I think the problem is that a lot of people will look at a statement like that and
He has prejudice.
they're gonna say, "Oh, well, not every woman is like that," right?
Word.
Which every woman isn't like that, but every man isn't a dog either. But you find a way to kind of swindle that into a conversation. Men are dogs. That's something that we hear plenty of
Mm.
times.
And women are
You know,
cats.
but women just cheat differently. They're better at it than men are
How?
because men women are women are hit on at an early age,
Mm.
whereas men have to work hard to try to get a girl to notice them in a lot of cases.
Hmm.
Why do you think, and if women don't feel this way, why do you think that whenever you go out to the club, if you want to get out there at a certain time so that you can get in for free, men don't have that luxury
Hold on,
because
Mo. Hold on. Go ahead. Finish
go
your
ahead,
statement
go ahead,
because I'm about to go in on Melissa real quick.
go ahead.
Melissa said, and this is a crazy statement. I don't think it's true, but she said, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't agree with that because I feel like as you grow older, things mean more to you. So I feel like you said earlier, Mo, was like, there's something lacking, and it's harder to communicate when you're younger. Even though it's very hard to communicate as an older person, but it's hard to communicate more when you're younger. So you just like, yo, you just go for it. You know what I mean? Because it means the bond means less to you, no matter what anybody says, how deep in love they are when they 15 and 16. The bond means less to you than it does when you in your 30s and 40s and you can't sit there and have a conversation. She said,
If
"Oh,
we're gonna
she said, reread it. She said, reread it. She said, I also don't agree with the narrative. Oh, yo, you're right. See, I was about to say, this is the first time me and Mimi disagreed, and I was like, oh, nah, we on the same page, Mimi.
how you're the
Yeah,
narrative how what
because she says she also don't believe the narrative. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. um I think that a lot of people will look at something, a lot of women actually will look at something and say, and this isn't me bashing women, this is
Hmm.
just how I understand it. A lot of women will say, um that once a cheater, always a cheater, right?
Hmm.
um and if they get caught cheating,
Yeah.
right, what does she say?
She said Mo didn't have to work hard to get me to notice him at all. I said, what? What you did, Mo?
So again,
Mhm.
the once a cheater, always a cheater thing.
She said I
um
misread it again. I reread it. It's good. We good, bro. We good, Mimi. We
yeah,
good.
I think that people change, and
Hmm.
for those people who will say things like once a cheater, always a cheater, it's like, okay, well, let's say that across the board, right?
Yeah,
Let's
true.
do it across the board. Let's talk about the people who, and I know that I'm going way off, way left,
Nah, go
but
ahead.
if somebody is in prison, get
Hmm.
and they go do their time, come out, and they're like, I'm a changed man. Does that mean that he's not a changed man? If he went to
Right.
prison for 20 years, he hasn't changed. You
Yeah,
know,
right. If that's the case, why do
these
you have
people
prisons? Why do you have prisons
Exactly.
if that's the case? Yeah.
Exactly. And there are, there are women who will make a mistake when they're younger. Same thing with guys. We make a
Mhm.
mistake when we're younger. May not be something as drastic as a prison sentence, but we may make a mistake, you know.
I'm
Um
gonna tell you
and
this.
but you learn from it.
I'm
It
gonna
is
tell
the
you
key.
this. Being faithful and shit like that, that shit is a skill. I don't think that shit is natural. To be honest, to be completely honest with you, because if it was natural, you wouldn't have desires and shit like that. It's definitely a skill and it's definitely a discipline. I don't think that is natural at all. I think that it was made up and we all went for it, and like now motherfuckers are stuck. You know what I mean? I don't think it's some natural shit. I think that, you're supposed to love who you're gonna love and rock out who you're gonna rock out with. But then all these narratives were painted to where, oh, you gotta have this, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. Oh, you could look. Because if that's the case, like, you know what I mean, why do you naturally get attracted to other people and stuff like that? So I honestly think that the construct was made up, but I'm in it, so whatever. You know what I mean? But it's definitely something that needs to be um that could be rehashed and talked about in a safer light for those who want to play another way. Like I did that, right? Yeah. Tank tank.
Yeah, I just think that a lot of times men don't get a fair shake.
Right.
They don't get a fair shake, and there are a lot of women that are out there, like I was saying before, that they want somebody who's going to be traditional, but to their standards.
Mm.
Um, I don't like the fact that sometimes, in some cases, um, a female can have a standard of a man, right? So, in the
Mm-hmm.
dating field, we're going back to the dating apps. A woman might say something like, "Oh, I want somebody who's going to be making at least 80 grand a year, and somebody who has their own house or has a 10-year plan,
Mm-hmm.
someone who like things like that.
Yeah,
Those
but the
are
dating
standards,
apps let you set it up though.
but those are
I did the same
standards,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
But those are standards. But if a man were to say something
I don't want no girl with no
like,
Ultima.
but no, if a man were to say something like, um, "Hey, I don't want whoever I'm with to be insecure, and I want them to maintain their weight."
And I want
Now
them
all
to
of a sudden,
and you want them to
now all of a sudden,
I like that, Mo. And I want them to maintain their rear view mirrors.
right, right.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm trying to make a joke in your
Well,
shit. Go ahead.
but those are standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
That a man would have. But
Mm-hmm.
but we would be demonized for that. Now all of a sudden we're misogynistic and all these other things that they're saying that we
Mm.
are. But those are just standards. We can't, like, sometimes they can have standards, but we can't either. Or you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm wrong about this, please somebody put in the comment that I'm wrong
I think
about
Melissa
this.
meant. I think Melissa meant to say sometimes it's just so good, it trap them. That's what that is, Melissa. Like, yeah, you can outgrow people and they refuse, yeah, because they don't want nobody else to you know, play in their sandbox. That's how that joint go.
I
And
mean,
girls do that. Girls do that. I think I think who you think is more likely to like boom. If you see me with my lady, right? And it's a chick that I'm seeing on the side. I think that she's more likely to blow it up than a dude, even though they know everything, than a dude that sees that my lady's smashing that sees me with her. I think he's holding it down.
yeah, I think women are more likely to blow up the spot than a guy is.
Yeah.
Because the difference is that if a guy blows up that spot at a mall or something, you could get your ass whooped.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
There's a difference. A
Yeah,
woman ain't gonna fight another woman at the mall, and if she does,
she
it only
might.
gonna last like 5 seconds because the guy is gonna break them up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If two guys get into a fight, no woman jumping in breaking it up.
And
She's
no
gonna say
fast and no
she's gonna
fast
be like
security guard.
You're gonna be like, guys, stop. There's
Yeah.
no reason to fight. Be the bigger man and walk away. Things like that. That's
Nah,
all you're
cause
gonna hear.
nah, cause you know she walking out with the winner, bro. That situation like that, you know, Victor is carrying that joint son home. Yeah, that's a fact, son. That's a fact, bro. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a fact. But yeah, that was I don't know, man. Like I honestly think that, you know, there is a psychology behind it, right? Because and that's where that you get that term once a cheater, always a cheater, because it is easier to sometimes it's easier to cheat sometimes than leave. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need that fresh start. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about me, Mo. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you need to, cause it's like, yo, what do you do? Like, you try to get in your nerves. Just, you know what I mean? You outside, get some pussy. Should have changed your day, change your life. Or if your shorty is not giving you pussy for like going on months and years and shit like that, fuck that. Just
It
saying.
could be said. It could be the same thing for women now. Women
Yeah.
could, they
But
could
if
say the
you
same.
into some shit like that and you like with a dude for a long time and he's I mean, nah, you could ration. Because ration the dick is a strategy. But it's like, yo, if you could ration his shit like that, and she could ask and don't get it, then she need to leave. Dudes be asking and don't get it. like yo, tomorrow. What? Tomorrow? Uh,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, we have been kind of saying stuff about the ladies, but there are some crazy ass men out there who do
Big
not
facts.
let. And I'm gonna kind of backtrack to what Melissa was saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some women out there who, or some men out there who treat women like a possession,
Mm.
you know, and those guys a lot of times, I don't want to say that they're the dangerous ones, but like it I don't understand where that comes from. I never understood treating somebody like a possession. Or if you're in a situation where you're with a girl and you feel the need to go through their phone and go through their stuff and to kind of like almost stalk them. It doesn't give you the right to stalk people. I've seen it
Yeah.
happen before, bro. Like
Nah, me
like
too.
following them around. Like I've seen it happen, and there's never a reason for it. I never, like, I don't, especially if somebody doesn't give you a reason to do that.
Nah,
I
bro.
don't understand. I don't understand why. But go
I
ahead.
think it. I understand why completely. It's like, yo, if you say like if you don't grow up with a family, bro, all you see is that shit. Like all you see is that shit, and that makes you feel like, yo, that's how you got to do it. You see what I'm saying? Like if you grow up in a single in a household where it's like
Hmm.
in and out, shit going on, people being grimy, then like your trust goes down. You dig what I'm saying? And then that makes you paranoid. And then when you paranoid, you do not paranormal shit. You do
But
paranoid shit.
here's the problem with that, and I'm glad that you brought that up.
Hmm.
If you're paranoid and you feel that way, then that should be something that's brought up when you meet them. Don't let it linger and wait around for it to come back around 5, 6 years later. That 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 is something that should come out in the open.
Nah, bro, it should.
And
But again, like I tell you, to me, the reason why people do grimy shit, all of that shit, is just bad communication. So again, and it's like, yo, who taught you how to fuck? Nobody, bro. It's practice, and then you get your shit, and then so it's like, yo, how you become good at that shit? Just practice, right? So
right.
with that said, it's the same thing with like how you get good at, manipulation, how you get good at all of that shit. It's just like, yeah, you just do it a lot, but you see it one time, and then you do it, and you just alter your shit when it's time for you to do it, and that's why that happens. But if you come from a place where motherfuckers is not dogging girls and all this other shit like that, you don't get that. You know what I mean? You just don't do it because it's like, yeah, that's not how you come. That's not where you come from.
What did Brooke say about caveman mentality?
She said, caveman way of thinking, caveman way of thinking, you belong to them, because they're the okay leader or alpha. I mean, again, like that's true.
You don't
Belong to
ever
anybody.
know.
But
You don't ever know though, because it's it's so easy to say that it's caveman way of thinking, where
mm-hmm,
you belong, where you belong to that person, right? But if
mm-hmm.
that's the case, what about the women that do it? Are they
That's what
cave
I'm saying.
women? You
I
know, I
think
mean,
I think women
I
wild
wouldn't.
out more.
You
And
can't you can't put a label on it, because I think, and like I think you were getting ready to say, Miles. I think women do it more.
mm-hmm,
It's just that when men do it, it's looked at differently, right? Just like the whole domestic violence thing. If a man hits a woman, he's going to jail.
yeah,
He's going under the jail, right?
mm-hmm,
If a woman hits a man, it's like, oh well, why don't you guys just sleep in separate? Why don't you have her sleep on the couch tonight?
right. Nah, I
You
feel
know,
you.
I mean, it's a caveman, cavewoman way of thinking, if you want to put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but hey, I just I'm just an influencer.
Nah, but you 100. Yeah, nah, you 100% right with that, man. But again, I think that I think that everything works both ways, right? But I think about when it comes to security and who people are with themselves, I think that men are a little bit more secure than women because it's easier for us to just, you know, put on some shorts, go outside and like be judged, not be judged, but and not give a fuck about most shit. But for girls, it's like it's tough, especially when a girl goes on a date. Like yo, every single time she goes on a date, like she could like be raped, die, or whatever. It ain't the same for guys. So although they have more options, than we do, and with their options allows them to have more practice on things like cheating, right?
Right.
They're 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 more successful at it just because of the attempts. You see what I'm saying? But as far as accuracy, I don't know. Like I don't know, like if a girl like because a girl doesn't become like you know you could like back in the days when chicks were like teenagers you call them hoes whatever, but like now if a chick has multiple partners, she's just a strong woman and I mean, she's comfortable with her shit as she should be, right? But her skills are drastically better than anyone else because not only is she getting hits every day from outside, inside, whatever, dating apps, whatever, but she's rocking it and letting dudes know. So it's really no secret. But if she wants to keep a secret now, all she gotta do is just tell these dudes, yo, y'all know what time it is. Shut the fuck up.
You know, when we had the girls on the show from what was that show called? It was um
The,
the the roster, right?
yeah.
You remember how many people came up to you and got on you about that, saying they're not brave and this, that, and the third.
Yeah. But I say,
So
bro, I about to say it's only
so
one thing I remember about that show.
here's the thing about that.
Yeah.
Here's why this is why women, I think, do what they do, right?
Mhm,
Or they 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 get nervous about doing what the girls on the roster did, right?
mhm,
It's because when a guy steps out of
mhm,
the
mhm,
house, he's on a square. He doesn't care what anyone thinks. He doesn't give a crap what anyone says. None of that. When he steps out of the house. When a
mhm.
woman steps out of the house, I think a lot of times women feel like they're not only being judged by the guys, but they're being judged by the women too.
Yeah, women are some fucking haters, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just, have you ever tried breaking up with someone that wouldn't break up with you, or have them move out,
They
but
just
they refuse?
refuse. Oh yeah.
Um, that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
I've uh, I've I've had someone who I broke up with a while ago, and she did not accept the fact that we broke up. So she said, I'm gonna, okay, well, I know that you're mad right now, but I'm gonna let you calm down. And I'm like, but we're broken up. There's nothing that I have to say to you.
I thought she was gonna say,
There's
"Have you
nothing
ever?"
there's nothing I need to calm down for.
I thought she was
I'm
gonna
done
say,
with you.
Mo. I thought she was gonna say, "Have you ever asked your bitch for other bitches?" Fucking Kanye. He said, "Have you ever asked your bitch for other bitches?" Yeah, he's Kanye crazy. Same dude that said he beat off to his sister-in-laws.
Oh my god.
He ain't
Disgusting.
shit. He ain't shit.
That's gross.
But I
But
think
no.
that back on what Mimi was saying, it's that's a conversation too, man. I think it's hard. That's one that's super hard for men because if a girl tells you to get out, you damn near got to get the fuck out, like hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's
I
another
mean,
one that needs to change.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when I've gotten kicked out of places before where it was very subtle though.
Yeah.
It wasn't you need to get out now. It was more like, hey, I think it's best if we just part ways. Now, if
Oh,
I'm living with you and I said, I was with that girl and she told me that, then I don't care where I move. I'm like, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. And the reason for that is because like I don't want to be labeled as that guy who just kind of stuck around. You know what I mean? And it's
let me
different for
tell
guys.
let me tell you something about labels though, bro. Like, yo, no matter what, yo, everybody's labeling you with their own label anyway. So you might as well just prove their ass right. Like, not proving them right, but it's like, yo, like if you spending your whole time trying to label me, that's your first mistake. You know what I mean? Like, but I get what you're saying. I've been kicked out. You know, I've been kicked out. Man, I've been
I
kicked out
got
of big houses.
a few places,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I mean, there's been times where I was getting ready to move in. There was a time I was getting ready to move in with somebody, and I saw it was going left.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? It's probably not a good idea. I grabbed my little boxes, and I
I'm
just
about to
found
say.
myself a little place.
You ever took
You
something?
know, yeah, I grabbed my
Hold
boxes
on, you
of
ever
stuff.
took something that wasn't yours? You was kicked out just to remember, like you was mad at the breakup.
I was petty. I'm the king of petty.
You
I
said you put the last banana in your pocket. You know she eat
bro,
bananas for
I
breakfast.
took I took the batteries out the remote.
Oh shit, you ain't
All the
shit.
batteries out the remote.
Well,
Um, there was
I took an army chick boot before, long time ago. Give a fuck. Kick
yeah,
me out.
I took the batteries. I was so mad, bro. I took the batteries out of the remote, and at first it felt good, but then I thought about it. I was like, I should have taken the batteries out of this chick's remotes, man. That's
Yo,
messed
to take the batteries out and hide the back, that's messed up. So you gotta take it to that. You gotta take it to that next
up.
level.
Take all
That
the light bulbs out of the house.
yeah. Oh, just losing them joints. losing them. Just losing them. That and yo, I put the cereal back like just the empty box. Cause you know, like you ever anticipate you about to have cereal or some ice cream. That shit's empty. Like, or
Oh
put like
my
you go to a restaurant, the leftovers, I bust it and put the box back in the refrigerator empty.
god. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I think that on both
Whoa.
sides.
She said the Melissa the toys. That is super petty. But if I bought them shits, fuck it.
Oh wow. Wow. They took the
Yeah.
toys that they bought the kids? Yeah, that's bad. That's
Yeah.
bad.
That's
That's
petty.
bad.
No, no.
You don't take
That's
the
like
toys.
no, you put hot sauce on the toys. That's petty.
No, come on, man. Like come on.
Yo. So you
Come
laughing, right?
on, man.
Remember we talked about this the other day, like a couple weeks ago.
Oh man.
Drake smashed
Wait,
Shorty with the
wait,
condom, and
wait, wait.
he put hot
Wait.
sauce on the joint.
Put hot sauce on what toys?
On the joints, well, I mean, on the dildos and shit. Yo, but son, we talked about this before. Drake put he nutted in the condom and he put hot sauce in it, and Shorty went in the bathroom trying to put that shit in her, and she fucked it. Yeah,
Oh man.
she tried to sue. She tried to sue him for that.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
bad.
adult toys. I knew that. Yeah, she took the, but that's Grammy. But honestly, like I don't know, like you know what, like the toys is that like, I mean, you could find some every once in a while, but that should be like in your secret location.
Wait, so Mimi, the toys, are we talking about adult toys or
Yeah,
children's toys?
adult toys. My fault, Mo. This the thing is coming out
Because I
slow.
because I'm making sure. Okay, all right, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I figured I was like, wait, they got the kids' toys that they, and then when you said put the hot sauce on the kids' toys, I was like, oh, that's
Nah,
messed up.
nah, 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 nah. The adult toys, bro. Yeah, that's messed up. The adult toys is messed up too to take and shit like that because you know they be having a
What do they take them for though? They're not. Are they gonna? Well,
just to be haters.
they might
Oh
use them.
yeah,
It might be undercover now.
I'm gonna tell you this. Nah, I knew mad dudes that have like treasure chests. You know what I mean? They got treasure chests in their room, and the shit got like handcuffs, whips, oil, toys, and shit. And then they sanitize them and shit works. Use
Oh,
them
what
for
type of
multiple
people
people.
you hanging out with, bro? What's going
I
on?
just know a lot. I just know a myriad of people, bro. I'm just telling you, like motherfuckers got a treasure chest with shit in it, and it's like a lot of that shit you got to be skilled to do. I remember my man, he was showing me, he's like, "Yo, if you don't know how to tie this type of knot, like you can't even use this type of rope because it'll fuck shit up and it'll cut shit." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So it's like all these it's called I think BDSM rope tying skills and shit like that. Yeah, I'm gonna learn that shit too. I'm gonna learn that
That's
shit.
I
Tell
can't.
me,
Nah.
now that bondage shit, don't knock it till you try it, bro.
Nope. I'm good, bro.
Mm. You don't want to
I'm
learn? You know how to tie knots and shit?
I mean, I can learn how to tie knots, but I mean, it's
Yeah, that shit
not.
is fly. You like don't.
Yeah,
You say you
man.
stay the fuck right. You just like I told you, stay the fuck right here. When
I'm good.
you fucking move and you have like a mic, so you hear the sound going. Yeah, all
Nah.
right, bro. Don't knock it till you try it.
This
Yo,
dude got
that's
zip ties and all sorts of stuff.
yeah, that's how yo, bro. Like, see, you never probably read what's that
Oh,
shit
she said,
called?
but then you get mad when you have the real thing.
Oh, for the she talking about for the sex toys, whatever. I already told her like
Oh, no,
this.
talk about when you get real, when you get somebody else.
What
Like
you
if you
mean?
try to break out with them, you try to break out with them, right?
Yeah.
And then they get mad that you got toys, so they remove all the toys, and then they get mad at you. Go and get the real thing.
Oh. Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Of
if
course.
you the thing about that is this, right?
Hmm.
You can try to tell somebody 1,000 different ways that you don't want to be with them, right?
Hmm.
But if telling them is not working, then obviously you end up having to show them,
Hmm.
and that's the thing is that like in some cases I can completely understand.
But then you don't check the pimp.
No.
Check your shorty. But so all right. So Melissa, Wendy, whoever wants to answer this, back to the original thought. In that case, what do you do? Do you just continue to do you cheat and just walk all over them so they could just leave, or do you just complain, blame, complain, and defend their behavior? You get what I'm
That's a good
saying?
question. Yeah, so do you leave, right? If
Mhm.
you're done with somebody and they won't leave your house. I mean, if
Do
you
you
own
leave
your
and just treat them like shit? Do you be like, yo, I'm shorty coming over? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you know what I mean? Because you got squatters' rights, you got all this stuff. So it's like, yo, do you just continue to move on with your life, or do you now say like, yo, like, please leave? Yeah, she said, but Wendy, you said block them, but if they live there, you can't block
you
them.
can't,
Huh?
you can't block them.
Yeah, you
block them.
can't block them.
Block them
They
how?
live
You
with you.
you live in this cell block of the house?
Yeah,
You live in this block of the house? Like,
get up and go.
no,
No
I
reason
mean,
to cheat.
I think so. What Wendy, I think she's saying that once they do leave, it's like block them. Like, I'm not messing with them no more. I'm not talking to them no more.
Oh,
I
once
can
they
understand.
leave, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
once
can
they
see
leave,
that too.
then yeah, it's like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Brooks saying Brooks saying get up and go. No, but like Brooke, what if you own the house? You
Yeah,
know,
they ain't no get up and go.
there's no get up and getting up and leaving.
Yeah.
You know, you can't
So like,
really.
what's
Okay,
your
so
rights? What are your rights?
Wendy says she's out. She's leaving. She's like, I'm gonna go, which that makes sense.
But
I'm
does
gonna
it
get up.
though,
In
bro?
some cases, it does
All right. So like,
because
say like you in a high rent situation, right? So where like, yo, your rent is like $4,000 a month, right? Now what are you
mhm,
doing? So then now y'all beefing or whatever, and then it her name is on the lease or whatever. But now she can't afford for you to leave, but she wants you out. Or it's the other way around. Like, what do you do? Because y'all both responsible technically for the rent, right? So you just live the lease out.
I mean, it depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it depends on the situation. Um, I know that if I had responsibility for rent in the house,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna live there. I'm living there. You know, but the thing is that like I can live with somebody and be content and be humble, and I'm not gonna be petty to them. You
Mm.
know, she said I was in that situation once. I booted him to his mother until the divorce was final.
Or,
I waited till it was legally over.
damn, that's
I mean,
crazy.
but
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy to me. That's a lot.
wait. So you booted him? You kicked him to the curb after he cheated. Um,
Oh, after he
how
cheated.
how long? How how long did was that? This a pro? Was that did he want to leave? Was that something that he want? Was he when you said you gotta go? Was he like okay with it and still paid rent? Because those are the things that we're talking about. Like if you're if you still have an obligation to the house, is he still paying that rent money or the if I own a house, I will go to court.
Yeah,
That
go to
makes
court.
but in the interim, because court doesn't happen tomorrow,
Yeah,
right? Are you going to live with him there? Are you going to be able to live with him there?
yeah. Are you gonna be able to keep it civil? That's the thing. But I think so. You think, ladies, I ask y'all, do you think it all depends on what on the situation? Like, so if somebody cheated on you, rather than them just not wanting to fuck with you because it dried up, is there a difference for y'all?
So
Because I
Mimi
know.
said that she
That,
had an apartment with an ex, right?
mm-hmm,
And they refused to leave. Like they weren't even on the lease,
mm-hmm.
and they refused to leave. Did they change their address to your address? Where did they legally change the address? Because once they change the address, then it's a wrap. They have a little while. It's Wendy said one of my friends stayed in the situation until the lease was up, and that turned into a domestic dispute. Right. So the question is about you, Wendy. What would you do in the interim? Right?
Yeah,
Because that's not really answering the question about the your friend. You know, what would you do in that situation where you own the house? Because you painted a great picture. You own the
mm-hmm,
house. You're gonna take him to court. Okay, great. Court doesn't happen tomorrow. Your court may be pushed out to 3 months unless you or him or actually unless you adjourn it, right?
right.
So in that case, what would you do in that situation in that 3 month span? I mean,
Yeah, it's a tough one though. Like, it's
it's a
definitely
tough
something.
question.
And guys, we working on the chat, and we'll definitely keep this type of energy in our Facebook group. I'm gonna try to automate it a little bit more tomorrow. But yeah, like this is that's definitely a good question because I definitely think there's a psychological deal with it. I honestly think, just from my extensive reading and everything else, I feel like I don't feel like guys and girls cheat for the same reason, right? This doesn't have to be in closing. Mo can have the last word. I feel like when guys, I feel like Mo was right. Like it's all about lack, right? But I feel like guys are infatuated with perfect, right? So if if it's like building a house, if I can find wood here, if I can find nails there, I'm gonna do it. But I feel like guys like moments. Like we live for moments. So it's just like if I can't enjoy a moment, like say like my wife like talks during movies, right? If I can find somebody to watch a movie with, it could be anyone, and it's like yo, it's enjoyable. Like I'm gonna seek that. So you seek what you don't have, and I feel like guys are they don't think about the total future. It's more of like living in the moment when they cheat. I feel like women are more calculated to where when they cheat, they think about like, yo, if this dick is good, yo, we could do this shit for 20 years and nobody will find out. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that a lot of dudes that are not as smooth, they want to, like wife and the side chick and things like that because they lack the control. You see what I'm saying? And then and they don't know how to stay in tension, and women do. I always say, like if you ask a woman what she want, what she like in a dude, she gonna tell you. You ask a dude, he gonna be like, "Yo, she's gonna have a fat ass." He gonna say one thing that's like stupid, but a girl knows exactly. A female knows exactly what she wants and who she wants. A guy just wants to hit something. Gotta
I
be
think
hitting something.
I think women are way more likely to have a side dude that knows his place
Mm-hmm.
than, than men are. I think that there are a lot of stupid men out there who just don't they lack the common sense of there's no I don't want to say there's no right way of cheating, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
morally wrong to cheat. We get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna cheat, then take a page out of the women's book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because women are just they play the long game. They're smarter about it. A woman can hold on to. I knew a woman who was married and had a whole other dude, and he was also married, and they just had a side relationship. Now, granted, this guy had a little bit of money in order to like they were able to go somewhere and spend their time somewhere without having to go to a hotel, you know. But not a lot of people have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
However, the thing about it is, I think women are just they're very smart about it. Women they will have a whole other dude because they're not going to go and find a single guy because a single guy doesn't have anything to lose. No, she's going to find a guy who's in a 10-year marriage, 15-year marriage, who's they're lacking something. They're both lacking something. They both work in the same office. They both take the same office trips together. And then the worst part about it is their families know each other.
Right.
And a woman can hold on to that.
Mm. I
Like
I agree
women
with
are
Wendy.
dogs, bro. Like some
Nah,
women are
nah, yeah.
dogs. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
I'm
Like,
saying. But
and,
yo,
and go
I'm gonna
ahead.
take it. I'll take it somewhere different for you then. In that case, you think there's ever a time? I know all the women gonna say no. You think there's ever a time where like your shorty's doing dirt and and you just like, yo, thank God, like, yo, just let them rock. Yeah, I'm gonna be out of here soon, or nah? You
I
just
mean,
like, is that?
if
So I should say, is there ever a time where you see your shorty cheating and you just not gonna confront her on it? So you just like, yo, fuck this shit, fuck her. She's not even gonna know I know. It's just like I'm just gonna boop 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 and bop and bounce and fuck her what she thinks. Fuck everything.
I mean, if that were ever the case,
Yeah. Girls
what I
too, if
would do
they want to answer.
if that were the case, and then I'll answer. Well, let me look at what Wendy said first. She said I would have to leave until court is finalized. Everything living uncomfortable is not
I feel
ideal for me. That I listen.
I feel her on that. I'm the
There's
same
not a lot
way.
of people that would do that though. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of, especially there's not a lot of women that would do that. They would just boot the guy out. try to get him out
Try to,
as soon
yeah.
as, yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the question again, Miles?
Yo, hold on. Because that's my family. How you gonna say great conversation, ladies? Like, what about us? Yo, you see how she is? Boy. All right. So yeah, it was no question. She was just saying great
Yeah.
conversation, ladies. Anyway, but so yeah, so what were you saying, Mo? That kind of
No,
struck
we
you out too,
yeah, that did throw me off a little bit.
right?
Um, so we were talking about you said that you were gonna move this over a different way or say it a
Mm.
different way.
Oh shit, I forgot. Did I say the thing about like, yo, like, is there ever a time when you just like, yo, I'm gonna wipe my hands of this? I see her doing her dirt,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna do what the fuck I gotta do to get out of here. I'm
So,
not gonna say
so
nothing.
what I would do in that situation is I would probably either hire someone for real. I would probably
Yeah,
hire someone or um I would have somebody like if it was that bad, I'd have somebody um if I knew that she was going somewhere and meeting somebody, then I would have them, you know, just snap one picture. That's all I need. One
yeah.
picture,
But for what though?
and then at that point, it's like, hey, you know what? I don't think this is working out, and that's it. I don't think this is working out. And then if it gets to a point where she's like, I don't understand why you can do this. I don't understand why you can do this. Show her the picture. I'm out.
Oh shit,
You're done.
that's
You
not
know what I
petty.
mean?
That's not petty.
No, but it's proof because in some situations, um, people don't fight fair, right?
Hmm.
They're not gonna they're gonna try to blame you for everything.
Right.
And so when some people don't take that type of accountability, right,
Hmm.
for them cheating, or for and they have the audacity to say something like, you screwed this up, you're messing the relationship up, you're doing this, you're doing that, and
Hmm.
then you show them that picture. Now all of a sudden it turns into, oh, this is why I cheated, and you have to understand, because women,
Mm.
a lot of women, when they get together, they don't ever say, it's wrong that you cheated. It's like, oh well, why did you cheat?
Right.
It's always why.
And like Melissa said, with women it starts on that emotional level, and then like with dudes it's just like it's usually like physical attraction first, at least when you're younger, and then with that said, it's always a way to justify your fault because if you're emotional about it, yeah, it means a lot to you. You know what I mean? Especially when it goes wrong. So that's some good game
Yeah.
right there. You know. Anything else in
Yep.
closing, Mo? It's a good show.
Yeah,
Yo, no, Mo. Next
we're
show you in studio?
next week. I'm in studio.
Okay, let's
Next
go.
week, next week I'm
It's
in
about to be
studio.
live.
So it's gonna be live in studio. Um, and we're gonna try to
Hold on.
we're
Read what Melissa said. Hold on. That's
you
right, I'm
be
gonna read this. You be shocked to know some men really don't want to lose their relationship and will stay. I know that.
I'm
Niggas,
not
men be
shocked,
crying. Yeah, I'm not shocked. Men ain't shit. I ain't shit when it comes to shit like that sometimes. But when it comes to like, and dudes are babies most of the time when it comes to especially stuff like that. But hey, man, that's
dude.
why we love
No, but
y'all.
dudes are only babies. Like a lot of times, they're babies when you have something that they need, right? If
Yeah.
you're
You talking with
financially
game.
stable,
Yeah.
right? If you're financially stable, if you're the one with the car, if you're, if they're now all of a sudden it's like, oh, but baby, you can't leave me like that. You can't leave me out to dry.
She
How am
take
I
the
going to pay
PlayStation.
these
You talking about
bills?
she take the PlayStation?
But I
Nah, but
mean,
you right though, man. I think it's easier for, and we can say this for next week, but like it's easier for a man to make more money than a woman to make more money. And I'm telling y'all that shit because my wife makes more money than me. Always has. It's easier though because like I don't we talk about it another time, but it's easier if the man makes more money. Even though it's like it's not really like a problem, like, but it is still easier. I feel.
Yeah, well, you know what? In
Love it.
closing, right?
Mhm.
What we're gonna start doing is we do have a Facebook page as we were talking about last week. It's the Play Myself Show on Facebook. Um and I'm a I'm a monitor I'm a admin on there. So a lot of the things that you're gonna see if you're friends with me on Facebook, a lot of the things that you see on my Facebook um are gonna be some of the things that are on the Play Myself Show Facebook page as well. So we're gonna be putting out a lot of new things. We definitely want to hear your input. So if you guys have me as a friend on Facebook, it's Mo Wells. Just hit me up with a question in my inbox, even if you wanted to throw something on my page. I have a chance to look at it. So definitely, I would go through it and look at those things, and sometimes I would go ahead and post those questions up on the Play Myself Show Facebook page.
Right. Hey, so and the goal of the Facebook page too is just like the live chat is Mo and I started off, but it's to have everybody congregating in there and for us to see stuff to put on the show. So that's how we could write the show and write things in the show. So if there's something that you like or want to see, like Mo said, bring it to his attention and then we'll vet it and that's how you get a better show. Like right now it's
Yeah,
just like spitballing off of what we're spitballing off because we know how to do it. But you'll see because of this time that we spend remote when Mo comes here next week, you'll see like a whole different type of show because it's a little different, more of a different of a dynamic.
yeah. And so that Facebook, page, we definitely want to start getting it going because we do want to engage more with you guys. We want the Play Myself Show to not just be like one night a week. We want it to be every day, so
Whenever you're ready,
that's
Wendy.
why that's why we wanted to do it the way that we've been doing. So Wendy says she wants to be on the show.
Whenever
Listen,
you want.
I mean, I'm with it. I'm with it. Just be a little easy on me, Wendy. All right. We know what
Yeah.
happened last time we had a conversation.
She screamed at you. Yeah, I forgot about that shit. Yeah. But yeah. So
All right.
so definitely. So see you next week, Mo. Thanks. Thank
Yes.
thank you to the 9 people watching. Love you
I
guys
will
all.
probably.
All right, peace. And look for this on the DSP before Friday, and then I'll post other stuff blah, 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 on Facebook and all that stuff. All right, cool. Out. We out. Gotta
All right,
go.
later.
Later. Oh man, stuck.
Ah.
It always gets stuck, bro. Hold on, I'm about to just cut me off of this. Hold on. It won't
It's
turn up.
stuck.
Okay, yeah, it's
Stuck.
stuck, bro.